Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are discussing about the power of listening. How exactly the listening power is work in our English language. Many of people they are ignoring the listening power. How exactly the listening power is. If you want to be a fluent in English, if you are a lack of listening power, then you will not be able to learn English ever. Because if you don't know how exactly the words is pronouncing, then how can you start to speak English? There is a biggest problem. And I have seen many of people they are always focusing on the grammar rules. And I have also gone through this situation. I'm not There is no problem. And I'm not saying to stop it. If you are going to the government exam and any exam if you want to conducting, then it's okay for your if you are learning grammar. But if you want to speak, if you want to be a fluent in English, then stop to learn about grammar rules, start to speak and start to listen first. Because if your consuming is not in English language, then how your production come out in English language? This is the main problem, and many of our people are ignoring these things. So today in this video I'm going to tell you some reason behind it, why English is so important, which kind of video you can listen. It will helpful for you to understanding well language. So let's start the video. Many of people they are conveying their idea in others mind, but they don't want to listen. They only want to express themselves in front of the people. But until you don't have a listening habit, then you can't collect the knowledge all over the world. Because you can see all over the world only to listening. Why? Because they want to collect the ideas, they want to collect the information all over the world. So that's why the listening is the most important thing. If you want to learn any language, then you should go through this one particular method, which is listening. Let me give an example how exactly happens and how exactly it works in our life. The first one, let me give an example about that. The two child born in America and second one in India, then it's definitely both the cultures are very different, and they are speaking language also different. So let me example on the American person, how exactly American person, an American child speaks a English language. Okay, so whenever in America the little child born, then obviously their culture and their parent speaks in English language. So so whenever the child grow up and they start to imitating their self with the family members, because the little child has no any language, they always start to speak with their family members. And in America, if their parents speaks English language, then that's why the little child start to speak English and start to speak a word and sentences from their parents. And after 4 or 5 years he speaks a good on English language. So their parents teach him to in English language what is the tenses, what is the phrasal verbs, what is the helping verbs. No, the little child learn only the listening power. He has a listen, he listened a lot to their parents and he start to speak English. That's why I'm telling to you, English is, if listening is the most important power, if you are doing in every day, then you will be definitely become a fluent in English. The second one I'm going to talk about in India. The one child born in India, then obviously he also speaks in their regional language, because in India Hindi, Punjabi, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, so many of languages are speaks. So according to their family members and their cultures and their states, they will start to speak those languages, their regional language. Definitely when they grown up and 4 or 5 years old, then they start their regional language automatically. They don't need to do anything else. So that's why I'm telling to you, listening is the most important thing if you want to learn English language. Okay, then we are jumping on the second example. The second example is this: the one person, he grown up and he start to go to the school, college and university, and that time he start to speak some English language in Indian person. Okay, so how did they learn this language and these sentences? Because whenever they go to school, whenever they go to college, then he start to gradually listening those things in their mind, just like books, table, furniture, buildings, ground, all these new vocabulary words and some little sentences. Then how can they learn? Because he listened from their friends, their parents, from their teachers. So that's why they gradually learn the new vocabulary words and he start using to in their communication. Automatically they can use these words in their gossiping, in their with their friends. So that's why I'm telling to you, listening is the most important thing if you want to learn any language. Then how did you come from? If just like a little child have a curiosity about to learning anything, to be like that person. If you be that person, to be that child, just like have a curiosity about to learn anything else, then it will help you to understand, to learn any language.